Welcome everybody to the Intoxicated Sports Report. He's Gates Emoji, I'm Emerson Hip, and we're back on this beautiful Monday afternoon in Napa, California.
It's nice.
We've had some pretty pristine weather last few
It's going to be like
days.
in the mid-80s next couple days.
Yeah, it's going to be hot.
It's going to be nice. It's going to be nice.
Going from like those like 50s and 60s days we had for so long and then all the rain, it's like 70s making me sweat.
Yeah, right. How you been, man? You good?
Good. It's been there's been a lot going on since the last time we were on the show.
I know. I feel like we haven't done this in almost 2 weeks.
Pretty much. And it's felt even longer with just everything that's going on. And
Yeah.
Kings Warriors, of course. We had a little birthday celebration.
Yeah.
Watched the game again yesterday.
Yep. It's been quite the playoffs. You know.
Yeah. We're definitely going to talk a lot about the NBA playoffs when we get to that point.
Yes.
Yeah. We've been blessed with a pretty good series so far.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Since it is so beautiful, we are today drinking some. What are these?
These are. No, I know what they are. No, hold on. Aperol spritzes.
Yeah.
Aperol spritzes. This is one of Devin's favorite drinks
Oh, yeah.
ever. They're nice. They're nice and refreshing.
Nice summer sipper.
Yeah.
Porch pounder, as people like to call them.
Is that what they call them?
Yeah.
You know what I like is how we pretty much pawned off all that booze that was in your parents' back fridge to Katie and
It was
Dylan.
beautiful.
Now they're stuck with like 30 seltzers.
Well, I think too, though. Well, they drink seltzers. Both of them do.
They do. Yeah.
I don't really care for seltzers that much. I mean, I had plenty of them yesterday, but
They do kind of after a while. You know, when they first came out, it was like best thing ever.
Right.
And then now it's like, not
yeah,
really.
they just can't do too many of them. But Katie and Dylan also brought those 2 12-packs of Chili's to your party, and only like 4 of them got drinking. So returning the favorite.
Oh yeah, I guess. Well, I knew that was there, so I guess they was pretty much getting back what they had.
Right. And I mean, they kind of doubled it, but still.
Yeah, they had us over yesterday for a little barbecue,
Yep.
even though we didn't eat the hot dogs.
Right.
He made the wings though.
Yeah,
I didn't have any wings.
You didn't have any wings? They were good.
I had a lot of chips and salsa. Okay. I had a little bit of the sliders they made too.
Oh, right.
Turkey sliders.
Yeah, those
pretty
are
good. But, yeah.
Fun little get together.
Yeah, and my birthday, I wish I could remember most of it, but I don't. I was fucking hammered, and it's just...
And the Kings won.
Oh, dude.
You were lit.
It was a great day. Great day by far.
Oh,
Thanks again, Devin and her parents, for letting us have the party at their house. And
yeah, that was nice.
Thanks to you for allowing everybody else to come back here.
You know, it was funny.
Shout out to Kurt and Margan for being in Costa Rica.
Right. I didn't even envision, like, when we're coming up with the plan, like, throughout the week, I didn't envision having, like, 20 people here, but hey, it was cool.
And also, the Sunday that we had after that was a nice
little bro day.
spur of the moment Sunday.
Yeah, that was good.
It was, you know, because usually when I drink a lot, I'm hungover, I'm down bad. I am.
Yes, 100% agree.
And where was I at 9:30 that morning?
I'm knocking on my door.
Knocking on your door, trying to call you. Because I don't want to knock on the door and get Figgy all riled up. You know, that would have woken you up or gotten you out of bed.
Right.
Because I got home, because Devin works on Sundays at like 9:30, so I got home at like 9:15. Look down the street, I see Danny's truck. I'm like, you know what?
Let's go see what's going on.
I was like, yeah, I could lay down, but you know what? I'm gonna go see the boys. Had some nice breakfast, some drinks. Didn't get too bad. At least I didn't.
Yeah.
On that Sunday.
Watch a little NASCAR.
Yep. Also, it was a good 2 days for me. Kyle Larson won that race too.
Oh, yeah, he did. That's
the
right.
Kings and then Kyle Larson back to back for me.
A little weekend. A little different story this weekend.
Yeah. It's a little different now, but
Yeah.
nonetheless, it was still a great time.
Yeah.
It's been a good 10 days since we last been on.
It's time to refresh and get back to real life, huh?
I know, right?
So what do we have going on today, my friend?
Yes. NFL news, MLB news. Like we said, the NBA, probably the bulk of the show.
Absolutely.
And then, of course, last call.
Yeah, we'll talk about the NHL playoffs since we didn't really do that last week. Which we are getting ready to watch little Rangers and Devils Game 4
Okay.
right here. Starting about 1 minute.
The Rangers, they were Danny's pick to win the whole thing, apparently.
Yeah. Don't really remember that, but I'll give it to him. He also was tooting his horn as if they were already in the Stanley Cup final. But
Yeah. You know, my 2 days last weekend were like Danny's day yesterday.
Right.
Kings won a really close game. Or no, sorry, the Warriors won a really close game.
Right.
And then Kyle Busch,
Kyle Busch got the W.
that's Danny's driver. So
Right.
congrats, Danny.
Yeah.
We don't always talk shit about you on this show.
Yeah.
We also give you your flowers when it's needed to be.
So yeah, first things first, we have the NFL draft coming up, which we're going to talk about at the end of the segment, but it just kind of came up on us real quick, right? Hadn't really thought about it.
How about, yeah, with the Kings and Warriors obviously playing, it's just kind of been zoned in on that. Haven't really been paying attention to much of the other playoff series. I mean, I have, but not nearly as close, with good reason.
Right. NFL draft's one of the hugest days on the sports calendar, which is odd, but it's just the way it is. NFL's king, as we always say.
Yeah, exactly.
But first things first, Eagles have extended Jalen Hurts 5 years, $255, count 'em, $1 million.
I think, 160 of this was guaranteed?
That sounds about right. $51 million a year average is going to be the most in NFL history, which I would expect.
These numbers are all going to go.
They're going to continue.
They're just going to continue to get surpassed.
The cap keeps going up. NFL is just a money machine right now. So,
but Jalen Hurts, gotta be happy for the guy. I know he's an Eagle, and I don't like the Eagles, but I don't mind Jalen Hurts. He seems like a good dude. He says the right things in the podium. He's not a douche, and I'm really happy that he's got a nice story. Was the head honcho at Alabama, and got benched for Tua, and really was okay with it. He's like, you know what?
You just
I'm gonna do my thing, and now he's finally getting paid. Obviously, just coming off of a Super Bowl loss, but still made it to the Super Bowl.
Right.
I'm not happy that I have to deal with him for the next 5 years.
I think as fans of NFC teams, though, this is good that he's getting paid now, so that the Eagles have to sacrifice some of the rest of their roster to keep their franchise where they want it to be.
No doubt about that. $51 million a year.
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot.
And this is probably just going to keep setting the bar. I mean, you're going to see Joe Burrow get a contract pretty soon. He's going to exceed this for sure.
He deserves it.
But even, of course, domino effect, they're talking about Patrick Mahomes and restructuring his contract to make more money in the future.
Yeah, because his quote unquote $500 million contract looks sexy, but it's not.
It's spread out over, I think it was a 12-year contract, so that's,
And if anybody deserves the most money in NFL history right now, it's Patrick Mahomes.
Right.
He's worth every single penny. I don't think anybody would dispute that.
Right.
Maybe except for Skip Bayless because he hates on him.
But yeah, no, I think my first thought for sure was, okay, well, now we don't have to worry about the Eagles getting, a quarterback for no money and that kind of value. Yeah. So, but yeah, good for him getting that back.
Yes.
Speaking of quarterbacks, Aaron Rodgers officially becoming a Jet as of today.
And this happened a few hours ago.
Yeah, just a few hours ago.
Adam Schefter broke the news, which I'm sure Aaron Rodgers just loves.
Right. I mean, I didn't look at it and be like super surprised because I felt like he's been a Jet for the last month at least.
Right.
It just hasn't ever happened.
It was just kind of like, when is this going to actually happen?
Right. I felt like the draft was a pretty easy thing to kind of push force the hand of both teams here. Packers return. They're getting the 42nd pick this year and a second-round pick next year that becomes a first-round pick if Rodgers plays 65% of the snaps. So that's likely going to happen unless he gets hurt. Mm-hmm. So I think that's a pretty good net if you ask me. There's a couple other pick swaps that are part of it as well, but that's I think for a guy that they weren't planning on having on the team this year, getting at least 2 second-round picks.
Look at the New York Jets finally having, their best quarterback since
Joe Namath, but a lot of people even shit on Joe Namath and say he wasn't really that good.
Like Mark Sanchez. He's back-to-back AFC championships. I get it. He wasn't that.
I don't know if anyone thought that he was like the guy, like the savior type quarterback, but he was on good teams.
He might be already the best quarterback the Jets have ever had in their history.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
I don't think that's crazy to say.
No,
he's going full Brett Favre. It's just funny.
I can't wait till he plays for the Vikings.
I know he's going to play for the Vikings next. Yeah. My only question about Aaron Rodgers as a Jet, and this shouldn't come as a surprise to anybody listening or you, what number is he going to wear?
Because
is Joe Namath? I heard Joe Namath would be willing to let him wear number 12.
That'd be kind of cool.
I think he should throw it back to the Cal days.
Is it 8? Yeah.
It would go to 8.
Yeah.
If that number's not taken.
I feel like someone does wear 8, but I don't know that for a fact.
But I'm sure that person, Aaron Rodgers might
fork over a little cash.
I could see him wearing 12. Joe Namath's like, yo.
Yeah.
I'll let you wear it. I'm not sure what this means for the Jets necessarily. They still have to play the Bills, and the Patriots are always they're not as good as they have been, clearly without Brady.
Right.
And Mac Jones doesn't seem like he's that guy yet.
Dolphins are interesting.
Dolphins are interesting.
Playoff team last year, obviously.
So it's not going to be a walk in the park for Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
It's not like how it's been for him as a Packer.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see what they do, like with their first pick in the draft, if they go like offensive line or something like that. Because they have a pretty complete roster. Not really many superstars other than Sauce, you could say. But it sounds weird to say Sauce.
Sauce Gardner.
Yeah, without any other name attached to it.
Just Sauce.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if you're a Jets fan, I only know one Jets fan that has, like, kind of been, like, a family friend. I haven't seen him in years, but like, he's friends with my parents. I think the Jets would think of him, so I'm sure he's happy. I'm sure he's pretty stoked.
Yeah.
Has to be.
Absolutely.
And if you're a Jets fan, how can you not be? Like, this is, like, the nicest breath of fresh air you've probably had in years.
Right. I mean, I like you said, I don't know that this really makes them a true contender, but it's definitely the most interesting team they're going to have in a long time.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll see. Yeah, and I think we'll see if they get any free agents.
Yep.
And we'll see, like you said, what they do in the draft. If they should probably do offensive line if they need it.
Yeah,
it's one of the most important positions
right
for the team, and for the quarterback.
The only thing is, like, you draft an offensive lineman now, is he going to be a factor as long as Aaron Rodgers is a Jet? That's a tough part. Yeah. But,
we'll see.
Speaking too far down the line.
I can't tell you how happy I am, though, that Aaron Rodgers is not a Packer. That man is in my nightmares.
It's so funny how it makes the NFC look, because, the Packers didn't even make the playoffs, but you still might have thought of Aaron Rodgers as the best QB in the NFC last year. Yeah. And Jalen Hurts obviously was up there as well, but
AFC's loaded.
Yeah, I think the NFC has a lot of teams, like, they got the good roster composition, but they just don't have the quarterback. But yes, AFC is going to be set for a while. The NFL has also suspended 5 players for violating the league's gambling policy.
Ouch.
2 years in a row. Jameson Williams, Stanley Berryhill, both of the Lions getting 6 games. Williams is the biggest name here because he was a first-round pick. Oddly enough, even when he came back for the last 6 games, he only caught 1 pass last year.
Oh, right.
Yeah, didn't realize that. Of course, it was a touchdown. And then Quintez Cephas and C.J. Moore, also from the Lions, are suspended indefinitely, as well as Shaka Toney from the Commanders, also suspended indefinitely. Okay. So, interesting stuff. I didn't really hear any details about this, but
I want to say I heard that they got caught gambling, but it was at the facility, and I don't think it was on NFL games.
Interesting. So they're just doing it, in the station.
And that doesn't make any sense to me, because if you have gambling stuff at the facility...
Oh, you think they're just, like, doing it on their phones, maybe?
I don't know. It's just weird. It's all...
Or were they playing cards?
I'm not sure.
Probably not.
It's just all hypocritical, though, because we all know the NFL...
Oh, they make so much money off gambling.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think no one really understood why it was such a big deal last year, because it's never been something that gets thought about. But I think they've made it pretty clear in their code of conduct that it's not allowed, and they are going to hand down harsh penalties if you break the rules.
So that sucks for those guys.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
Whatever.
And they should know better.
They fucked up.
They should know better.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's pretty, like you said, in the fine line. Do not gamble on anything.
Right.
So you hate to see it. Like you said, the NFL draft starts on Thursday. Who do you think's going number 1? Who would you pick?
I think Bryce Young is going to be number 1.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think it's a good
I've gone back and forth with him and who's our guy from Ohio State? Drawing a blank.
C.J. Stroud.
C.J. Stroud.
Who is a baller. I'd rather have Stroud.
Obviously, Stroud looks more like that prototype type player.
It's just what he did against Georgia in the semifinal game, to me,
Pretty
was
impressive.
Like, that was like, wow, he could.
Right.
He was turning them up a little bit, and of course they ended up losing the game. But he looked poised and ready to go, and he didn't look like he was flustered at all.
No, yeah, he's. The only thing though is, like, that's one game, I guess, and you look at, they don't really. The Ohio State doesn't play SEC quality defenses every game like Bryce Young had to in college.
Yeah, that's good.
So I think just if the funny part is that if Bryce Young was just like 2 inches taller, it wouldn't even be a question. I don't think
so. Yeah.
But I think it's going to be a little bit of a risk that the Panthers are taking when they do select Bryce Young, but it sounds like he, talent-wise, is the consensus guy. It's just, is he going to be durable enough at that size?
And as for your Niners, what positions do you want them to address?
It's so weird because we don't have any picks till the third round.
You guys have like what, pick 99,
101 and 102,
something like that.
Because they got 3 compensatory picks. But yeah, I guess just I always like defensive line depth, so maybe just another guy to get in the rotation. Constantly keep that pass rush viable.
You guys got a scary one.
Yeah.
You guys do not. You guys are good.
Right.
You guys are good on the defensive line.
Right tackle is probably like the actual starting position that is the most suspect right now, but I can't see them getting a guy in the draft that's going to fill that need. So maybe just an offensive lineman for depth purposes, and then defensive back, of course.
I think for me, for the Cowboys, running back, they just got rid of Zeke. And I like Tony Pollard, but I want a back that could do more than 3 downs.
Maybe something.
A little more muscle to him.
Yeah.
I've heard Bijan Robinson, his name's
right
out there, and see what the Cowboys can do to try to get him. He's out of Texas, right? Pretty
yeah.
good.
Everyone really likes him, but just it's hard to no one can really fathom like spending a first-round pick on a running back. But we'll see.
We'll see what happens.
They're throwing around the Eagles' name at number 10, but I don't know if that's a real need for the Eagles.
Also, offensive line. I'm always a fan of offensive linemen.
Mm-hmm.
You need to protect the quarterback.
Cowboys are at 26. Is that right?
I believe so. DBs, like you said.
I feel like they got a pretty good 1-2 punch with Gilmore and your boy
Diggs.
Pick 6 or nothing.
Yeah, right.
But no, I think that's a pretty good duo, at least at cornerback.
And honestly, maybe draft a quarterback. I'm not opposed to it.
They haven't drafted a quarterback in a while, right? Not since Dak.
At least, well, I'm sure they have, but maybe not.
Yeah, I can't really think of that.
I'd be okay with maybe
just take a later round quarterback.
Yeah, later round quarterback because this could be a make or break year for Dak.
And they did re-sign my boy. What's his name? I'm forgetting everyone's name today.
It's the redhead, right?
Rush. Cooper Rush.
Cooper Rush.
Yeah, Rush Hour.
So yeah, I mean the Cowboys.
But you can have 3 quarterbacks these days. You wouldn't put them all on the roster, but practice squad one of those guys. And
I would say the biggest one is I'd like to see them try to get running back.
Running back would be
maybe
nice.
not too early like you were saying because it's always
yeah.
It's not something that people do anymore is get quarterbacks high in the draft.
I watched an interesting interview with the Cardinals' old GM, and he said that the analytics told them when they were doing their draft research and whatnot that the best running back value comes in rounds 3 to 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I found that interesting that they nailed that down.
I'm sure the Cowboys could find somebody there.
Yeah.
But knowing Jerry Jones will probably reach for Bijan Robinson, and we'll see how it goes.
Be interesting to see if he's there.
Right.
Reloading.
Oh yeah, I'll take some.
You ready?
Oh yeah. I will take some of that. Lamarca. I love Lamarca. It's pretty good.
It's good in Prosecco. It's getting expensive now, though. I think these bottles are like $20. It used to be like 13.
That sounds like everything, though.
Yeah.
Everything is expensive.
Baseball time?
Yes, your Tampa Bay Rays.
What a
Win
start.
streak ended at 13.
Yeah, I did.
Which
you mentioned last week.
Still have the league's best record, 19-3, which is just outrageous.
Right.
MLB record 22 game home run streak to start the season.
Yeah.
Wow.
They're going to try and extend that again today.
Also, teams with surprising starts is Bruce Bochy's Rangers.
Yes, sir.
14-7, and then the Pirates. Shout out to Pittsburgh. Shout out to Ashley.
It's the
16-7.
So we got the Bochy effect for the Rangers and the McCutcheon effect for the Pirates. Do you remember he's back on the Pirates?
Oh yeah, I remember that. Hell yeah, good for that. Good for the Pirates because there's still a lot of games to be played. For,
right. But 16-7, that to me that means a little something.
Yeah.
Like you don't just get to 16-7 on accident.
Fernando Tatis Jr. is back from suspension.
Boo!
3 for 18 with a home run in 4 games thus far.
It's gonna take him some time.
You're joking when you boo, right? Because you picked a fucking.
Yeah.
You picked him to go to win the World Series, okay?
I'm calling him a puss,
And you gonna spill any more?
Got a little carried away here. Ooh, that's boozy.
Oh, I can't wait.
A little too much champagne. That's all right.
Yeah, that's fine. Max Scherzer
Bitch.
Got suspended 10 games for a foreign substance violation. Did you see the video?
Oh, he was going
of
out.
him getting He was not happy at all.
You know what's funny too is that he's like so adamant that it was rosin, and like this MLB official watched him legally wash his hands off, blah blah blah, and he was going to appeal it and then decided not to. So that makes me question him a little bit.
Well, okay, so obviously he's a starting pitcher.
Hmm.
In 10 games to him, it's not 10 starts,
It's
right?
2 starts.
So he's only going to lose 2 starts,
Right.
which, yeah, could 2 games matter for the Mets later on in the season? Absolutely. But it's not like he's getting suspended 80 games
No,
or
yeah,
anything like that.
yeah, it would be the same as a player getting a two-game suspension.
So if you're the Mets and Scherzer, and that's probably why he didn't appeal it, because,
I mean, he seemed so adamant that he was going to win though when he was talking to the press.
Oh, really?
So that's why I just thought it was interesting.
this man likes to complain a lot.
He's a little bitchy. Yeah, definitely a little bitchy.
He's a hell of a player. He's really, really good at what he does, but he complains a lot. But when someone,
I mean, he's just very opinionated. I think that's a big thing too.
I've always had the belief that when people react really harshly to getting caught with something, that means you did something you're not supposed to be doing.
That's kind of where I'm with you on that. Yeah, I agree.
Because I just feel like, at least coming from me, if I personally got caught for something and I really feel like I didn't do it purposely,
Yeah.
I'd probably just be like,
What?
I'd be like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, like you're joking.
I'm not the type of person that's going to yell or just for anything. I'm not just going to get pissed. But if you overreact,
It looks suspect.
it looks suspect.
For sure.
Because why are you reacting so...
Why are you freaking out if you know you're right?
Exactly. So...
Agreed.
Bay Area news,
Yeek.
well, soon to be Las Vegas news, is the A's buy land in Las Vegas.
It's looking more and more like they're moving.
Poor Oakland, man.
Yeah.
You lose the Warriors, which they are just across the pond.
Yeah, I don't feel that bad about that one. I mean,
You lose the Raiders, who are also in Vegas.
right. I think that's what makes it look bad too, is that you already lost one team to Vegas, and you're going to lose another.
Yeah.
I just don't understand why Vegas makes sense for the A's. I don't see it as being a baseball community in my mind.
Maybe they figure that they see how great it's been for the NHL and the Golden Knights.
Yeah.
And that's an anomaly, like how good they've been since they've been there.
It didn't hurt at all that they were good right away.
And the Raiders, they have such a cult following that it doesn't really matter. They could have went to New Hampshire and they would have been okay.
And anyone that's an NFL fan will just go, like if their team is going to play the Raiders, they'll go to Vegas just to go to Vegas.
Exactly.
They don't even care about the Raiders.
In the A's, it's, we know them so well, obviously, because we're from here. But it's just, it sucks.
Yeah, the A's kind of feel like Oakland's team too,
Like what you just said, like the Raiders, they're a big brand. People will go see them to go to Vegas. Like, do the A's have that type of...
And I don't think baseball has that, is what I'm concerned about. I just, like, everyone loves football. Football is huge right now. Baseball is kind of a dying sport, and you're going to move a team out of its, core city and expecting something to be better, and they're going to play in, like, this probably ugly dome stadium,
Yeah, because it's going to get
There's no way they're going to play inside.
It'll probably maybe like retractable.
It would be retractable, but there's going to be, like, 2 days a year that it's going to be worth having open.
Mm-hmm. I bet you they kind of figure if NHL is big here, and the NHL is not as big as baseball, I don't think.
Right.
At least not in the United States. That the A's can make it work here.
There's an assumption that sports can work in Vegas no matter what.
As long as Las Vegas, as long as they don't change the uniforms, because I think the A's has some of the cleanest uniforms.
Yeah, the A is clean.
Don't fuck with the uniforms.
I agree. Yeah, because they didn't do it with the Raiders, and you wouldn't do it for similar reasons. They have a classic.
You can't change it,
right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't think they would. I think they've got the branding down with the, their look and everything.
I do talk shit about the A's a lot on this podcast, but I do feel bad for the fans.
I feel very bad.
And I really feel bad for diehard Oakland fans.
Yeah.
Both all 3 sports when it comes to the Raiders, Warriors, and the A's.
Yeah.
They're just getting dicked right now.
It's just,
big time.
Unfortunately, I know the Coliseum sucks, but even when the A's are good, fans don't show up. So how are you going to sell to your ownership that it's worth building a stadium in a city where you don't even know if people are going to show up to the game still, even when you're good?
Also, the A's, to add insult to injury, they are 4-18.
Their team ERA is like 8 this year. That's so bad.
They are bad. They are.
That's unbelievably bad.
More Bay Area news. Madison Bumgarner, former Bay Area news. Madison Bumgarner got DFA, designated for assignment by the Diamondbacks. He has a 10.26 ERA, 4 starts, just 4 this year.
And it's been a rough time in Arizona. The whole 4 years he's been there, or 3+ that he's been there.
You hate to see this. This guy's gonna have a statue outside of Oracle Park.
Based on, I read an interesting article. It was kind of an analytically driven article about him, and it's just the writing was on the wall when they signed that contract. It's like, this guy has been just throwing way too many innings in his career. He's gonna burn out soon, and
he's only 33.
Only 33,
which is not old.
It's like, I would say for most players these days, 33, you're probably at the end of your prime.
And so he's only 33, and we texted about this. That means he was about 24 or 25 in 2014.
25 in that World Series. Yeah.
For me, when I see athletes, I always assume they're super old.
It's the stature thing.
It's a stature thing.
Yeah.
Like you're telling me Bumgarner was out there Game 7 or that whole postseason throwing like 100 innings
and
mowing people down at 25 years old.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
I texted you the other day. I think the most impressive thing he did in his career, maybe outside of that World Series, is in his first World Series appearance against the Rangers as a 21-year-old, throwing 8 shutout innings and getting the win in Game 4. I believe
dude could barely drink a beer. And he was mowing guys down.
Yeah, it's crazy.
See ya. How many games was that? 2010 World Series.
5.
Went 5.
Yeah, they took it to him, and everyone was like, "Oh, the Rangers got the lineup. They're gonna smoke the Giants," but the Giants pitched them.
The Giants were never favored in any World Series, I don't believe.
No. I think the one they were least favored in was
Tigers,
and they swept them.
They swept them, yeah. we should have known that was going to happen when Sandoval had 3 home runs in Game 1.
Right.
Was that Game 1?
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of the Giants, they extend Logan Webb 5 years, $90 million.
Nice little chunk of change for Logan.
It's time for that number change, boy.
Yeah.
You're here for a while. Change that number.
I know we talk shit about that number, but it is very much a pitcher's number.
Yeah, he probably won't.
Yeah.
But if he's going to do it, it's got to be now, because I think fans now would say, you know what? He's here for a little bit of long haul. I could get a jersey.
Yeah. Do you know that this is the 5th season that Logan Webb is pitching?
For the Giants?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I knew that, but I think the average person would be like, oh, this is his 30th year.
How old is he?
He's 26.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He is also a Sacramento Kings fan. Did you know that?
He is, yeah. He's from Rockland.
He's probably sad like I am right now, but it's okay. It's okay.
He was also not a Giants fan growing up. He was an A's fan. I learned that recently.
Did you? That's fine. That's fine.
That's all right. We like Webby.
Going against the grain. Sacktown and Oakland.
Just got his first win of the year on Saturday, too. So
yeah.
It's kind of been a weird year for Logan, but hopefully he turns it around.
I haven't watched a ton of Giants games, but I have listened to a good amount of Giants games. Yeah. Being able to listen to radio at work, it's not bad.
They actually got a nice little win yesterday as well against the Mets, 5-4.
Needed it.
Took the lead in the 8th inning and closed it out in the 9th.
I might be going to the game on Wednesday.
Woo-hoo.
Maybe we'll see.
Against the Cardinals, is that right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Since Game 5 is going to be terrible now for the Kings and Warriors.
Right. Giants need to take advantage. Cardinals are not off to a good start either.
Yeah. I believe it's the Cardinals' only trip to Oracle Park this year.
It is. They always only take one.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
The Giants going to go there too?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It is annoying and frustrating in a way. I didn't really expect much from the Giants team, but of course, the Dodgers and Padres, who are expected to be really good, are not playing that great, and here the Giants are playing even worse.
Yeah, they're playing mediocre, but the Giants are playing way worse than that.
Right.
It's tough.
8-13 right now. Hopefully get on a little run. They got a tough stretch of games. I mean, the Cardinals, we expected to be division winners. They're playing the Padres in Mexico next week, actually.
Yeah, Mexico City.
Yeah. Or this coming weekend, actually.
Wouldn't that be cool to do something like that?
Yeah,
go to see the Giants in Mexico City.
Yeah, and then we got, I think, the Astros and Brewers after that. Yikes!
Yeah.
See, hopefully go 500 through those games.
Are the Astros coming here, or are they going there?
We are going there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I wonder if Nick will go to one of those games.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought he was supposed to be in town.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. I could be wrong. But I thought he was coming to town late this month.
Maybe. Still a couple more days till the month's over.
Right. All right, playoff talk, baby. You ready?
Yes.
So have you been watching much other than, obviously, Warriors and Kings?
Yeah.
I feel like the series I've paid most attention to is probably Clippers and Suns.
I feel like I've watched
They just happen to be on when I'm available.
all of the. I feel like I've watched most of the Lakers Memphis series.
Lakers, I've watched some of that too. But it's been a pretty good postseason so far.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there's been a lot of guys falling with injuries.
Yeah,
Giannis is coming back tonight. Their game's about to get started. But he did miss the last couple games with a back injury. You saw that fall, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was gnarly.
And they need him to come back too because the Heat are actually up on the Bucks 2-1.
Right. Not a good start for them.
No.
Of course, on the Heat side, they lost not only Tyler Hero, who might be done for the rest of the year, but Victor Oladipo's now out. So tough stuff there. Ja has missed a game. He missed game 2. He did come back for game 3 and actually played pretty well. But
The Grizzlies
are in.
At least at the beginning part. I think they got it to 10 in the fourth, late in the fourth, but they still couldn't win.
Right.
I think there was a point where they were down 33-9.
30. I think it was 38-9. It was as bad as it got. Yeah.
So bad. You don't see that.
Right.
You don't see that very often.
No.
In the NBA.
It is ironic though that the Grizzlies have lost both games that he's played and won the one that he didn't play in.
Yeah. Something like that.
But it's looking tough for the Grizzlies going forward. I don't really see them getting through this series.
Joel Embiid missed game 4 for the Sixers, but it didn't really matter because they
took care of business.
Swept him. But he is questionable to start the second round.
I feel like it's just a little interesting.
Which they would play the Celtics, and they're going to need him for that series.
Right.
If the Celtics are up 3-1,
the only thing is
not guaranteed, but they were pretty confident saying they're going to beat the Hawks.
I wonder if they're like trying to play sort of like mind games and not give away how healthy he really is by saying this.
Hey,
but we'll see.
It's chess, not checkers.
We will see.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Also, this one's very confusing. Kawhi Leonard didn't really seem to have a real injury, but has missed the last 2 games with knee problems.
Well, yeah, they need him because the Suns are up 3-1 on the Clippers.
That series is over.
It's done.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I don't understand Kawhi. I really don't.
I don't get it either.
Yeah, I mean, apparently he got talked out of playing. Is the story? I don't really understand all of it, but it's just you got to think as a Clippers fan, like, do you even want to have this guy be your superstar player that you rely on anyway?
And it's hard because he is such a good player and he has been in the past. And I know the past is the past. But how can you not fall in love with the idea of him being that good for your team?
Right. But I feel like, has he only really been there for one playoff run out of the 4 years he's been there?
Maybe.
Right? I mean, that's fucking. I mean, I guess he's sort of there for this one, but missing the last 2 games. And it doesn't help, obviously, that Paul George is not healthy for that club, but
Being a Clippers fan, it's got to be tough.
yeah, it's just weird. I don't even like. They kind of try to buy their way into a championship by doing the whole Kawhi and Paul George transactions in the same summer.
I'm pretty sure we both had them in the Western Conference Finals against the Warriors.
I did. Yep.
I did too. So we're gonna be wrong on that.
Yeah, not liking chances there.
Not at all.
But there was a lot of weirdness in this NBA season, so I don't feel bad about that one. And then, of course, last but not least, De'Aaron Fox, your boy, apparently broke his finger late in the last game. Nobody really knew about it, but
I saw Sal's text and I was like, "What the hell is he talking about?" I got in the car, and KMBR was on and just said like, "Oh yeah, if you're just now tuning in, De'Aaron Fox will be doubtful for Game 4 or Game 5 with a broken finger on a shooting hand."
Right.
And that's just like,
devastator.
That sucks. Warriors fans, you guys just get all you guys get all the luck, don't you? You guys just get all the luck, don't you?
It is ironic.
It is impressive though. You said earlier when we were texting that De'Aaron Fox had a broken finger.
And he nailed like that huge 3 late in the game, like it was nothing. I don't feel like that was his only bucket in the last few minutes either.
He's been playing really well.
He's been playing his fucking mind.
I never thought De'Aaron Fox would be this good. And the fact that he's seems to be playing better in the playoffs, it's something that you love to see as a fan.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like, NBA players can play well in the regular season, It does mean something, but it's not like the playoffs.
Yeah.
This guy just coming in, going up against Steph Curry, and Steph Curry, Hall of Famer,
right.
Top 2 point guard of all time, all that. And he's holding his own, De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And he's got touch, man. He's
got that nice little floater, the mid-range, all of it.
I love his mid-range game. I love how he doesn't try to do too much.
Yeah.
He does, he's the 3 ball, he can hit it, but it's not a strong suit.
Yeah, you're right.
But he hits those elbow jumpers like it's nothing.
Yeah.
He's really good, man.
And if you play him tight, he'll blow right by you and get to the rim. Yeah.
He's fast. So,
That's going to be a huge loss.
Like I was just telling your mom, if he can come back for Game 6, there's going to be a Game 6 regardless.
Right.
That'd be cool. But honestly, it's tough. You want to get past. You want to go get past the Warriors and past the first round. But you also don't want to aggravate and have them miss a regular season time next year and want to be as healthy as possible.
Yeah, I mean, a finger is pretty mild. The fact that it says doubtful makes me think that he's going to see what he can do, like, pregame, and maybe give it a shot.
Or maybe, do the thing where they have, like, 2 fingers together and they wrap it up.
Right.
Maybe just try your best.
The fact that it's the very tip of his finger is tough because that's a pretty sensitive... Like, I busted this finger. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that was not cool. Different scenario, but...
Yeah, it's...
Did you see the play where it happened? Like a replay of it?
No.
It was post whistle. He's like flipping the ball up, and Looney just how guys like to not let guys shoot after the whistle. He just like kind of casually went and blocked the shot, and that's how
he jammed his finger that way.
I guess, yeah.
Wow.
It's really hard to tell what happened, but
That sucks.
Yeah.
That's a little insult to injury. That's just that's just salt in the
super
wound.
lame.
And it just takes away all the juice that this series has had so far. I was listening to Colin earlier today, and he says that this first round series has Western Conference Finals vibes to it.
I mean, as far as how competitive it's been,
it is by far the best series out of.
I'm not sure that these are.
Series.
Yeah, I'm not sure that these are necessarily the 2 best teams in the West, but it's got. Yes, you're right. It has the energy of a big series like that.
Absolutely. It just feels like every possession of this series, it's like life or death almost.
Yeah.
Like if you don't hit the shot, you're like, oh. Like they can go on a flurry.
Right, no doubt.
So it's just major bummer. We'll see. The Warriors have been bad on the road.
They have. I'm not guaranteeing anything. I know everyone wants to write the Kings off, but I would not guarantee. I mean, we've seen the Warriors lose to teams on the road that have been missing players all year. It wouldn't be anything new.
Also want to give a shout out to Davion Mitchell. He's been playing really well.
He has been playing very well
On the defensive side. He's
Absolutely.
not much of an offensive guy yet, but he's doing his best, his best that he can do with
He's been hitting some open shots, though. I would give him that. Like, he hasn't been asked to do a lot on offense, but...
I mean, he's asked to do the most difficult thing on a basketball court against the Warriors, and that's guard Steph Curry.
Right.
So, I got to give him some respect on that.
Absolutely. There's also been a fair amount of, like, flagrants, ejections, suspensions, all that. All of them have been a little odd. There's no question about it. First one, of course, Draymond getting ejected in Game 2 for the stomp on Sabonis.
That was weird.
And suspended, of course, for Game 3. I thought the ejection was a little questionable, but I get it. You can't really condone stomping on someone. But I didn't really think the whole thing was that bad overall.
I didn't think so.
Of course, he was kind of baited into it by Sabonis holding on to his ankle.
Also, didn't help that Draymond after that was like getting into it with the fans
Right.
too of Sacramento.
I didn't overthink that, but I can understand where that's a bad look.
And Adam Sandler.
Dude, Adam Sandler was in the building.
Adam Silver was at that game
Right.
too, so that probably didn't help much either.
Yeah. And then of course the suspension was like, okay, really? Like we got our punishment. We get it.
Yeah.
But and then in Game 3, the Philadelphia Brooklyn series, rather, Harden ejected for a net shot, which was also questionable. Definitely no intention there. I didn't even think it should have been a flagrant, but they're really cracking down on groin shots.
Well, yeah, clearly because Dylan Brooks did the same thing to LeBron James. He got ejected.
Exactly. And Embiid, though, in that same game, got called for a flagrant for kicking in near the groin range of Claxton.
And he didn't even get kicked out of the game.
No, he just got a flagrant one.
And if you ask me, what Embiid did was more intentional than what
Oh, of course, yeah. Which I don't get. Like, and the Harden one, like, I don't think there was any real intent to, like, hit him in the balls. He just was kind of fending off his defender and he got him,
Joel Embiid felt like he was getting sunned right there because he did the whole Iverson over Tyronn Lue step over. And no one likes to be, that's just...
Yeah.
It's demoralizing as a player, I'm sure. It's like, you get something happens to you, you just get stepped over. It's like, no, it ain't gonna happen.
They were talking about the TNT, crew, and
Shaq was talking.
He was like
big talk.
Yeah, he was. Oh, I think it was the TNT. I could be wrong, but it was about if you did that like at a park, you're probably gonna get punched in the face.
There's gonna be some bows.
Yeah, but dudes do it in the NBA because they know they're protected by the whistle.
Well, of course.
Yeah, but that's the thing is. And then Doc Rivers made a point of like, there needs to be something done about guys baiting people into doing things like that, because you're just going to get the guy that responds is always going to get in trouble, which it makes sense. But at the same time, if someone's getting you to do it, then there should be some punishment on that side.
Yeah, as well. It's always the second guy who gets the brutal punishment,
which is not totally fair. I don't feel like.
No, it's not fair, but neither's life. So that's just how it is.
Dylan Brooks, you just mentioned punching LeBron with balls. I didn't think that was intentional either. It really, to me, it felt like he was reaching for the ball.
I just don't know. No, because I think LeBron had the ball going back. I think
it was just a total whiff on the reach.
Yeah, just
because to me they weren't moving super fast, but to me it's too fast to be like, I know where his nuts are going to be. I'm going to whack him right there.
Yeah, that's fair.
Just the way I watched it. I don't know.
I guess I'm just not giving him the benefit of the doubt because he is.
Oh, fuck Dylan Brooks.
I heard on the radio they called him Villain Brooks.
Yeah. Well, I was watching First Things today, and apparently they did some like preseason promo thing, and he called himself Dylan the Villain.
Oh. Okay, so
he's owning it.
He knows.
Yeah.
But Dylan Brooks is kind of a clown.
Oh, he sucks.
Yeah. He is kind of one of those guys though that you kind of want on your team, not want to play against because he is.
I feel like a lot of what he does though is ineffective for the team. Mm-hmm. I could really see Memphis moving on from him this year. And apparently reports came out that they have tried to trade him in the past and no one's taken him.
He's been on the Grizzlies his whole career, though.
Yeah. Not a super long career, but yeah.
But since like 2017, I think.
Yeah. The problem, too, is like these slow-mo replays make everything look intentional. I think it's getting a little out of control with making the judgments after the fact.
It's the playoffs. Let the boys play a little bit.
I mean,
let the boys play.
I understand, like, you gotta have a line, but none of those to me like seem to. I mean, other than Embiid, that was the only one that I feel like crossed the line, and I'm fine with it being a flagrant one, as long as you're gonna make everything else equal.
It's just Dylan Brooks is a habitual line stepper.
He is for sure.
And
he's also a clown in the fucking media. Like, oh, LeBron's old. I don't respect nobody until they give me 40. Shut up. Shut up.
Is it a coincidence that he also went to Oregon? I think not.
No. Clown. Pussy.
Jeez. The Sixers, first team to clinch a first-round series. They swept the Nets.
Yep. Only sweep of the first round.
Celtics, Knicks, Nuggets, Suns all lead their series 3-1.
You see any of those teams not finishing it off?
I'm going to say out of those, I think they're all going to finish it off.
I think so.
But out of those four, I would say maybe the Knicks.
Most vulnerable.
Even though the Cavs can't score points right now.
I don't know, the Cavs are really letting me down. Right? I really had them. I think I picked them in 5.
I picked them in 7. Let's see.
I don't know if you wrote down my answers, but I could get them from last week's episode.
Yeah, I had Cavs over the Knicks in 7, which, hey, it's still on the table.
It's still on the table.
It's still on the table.
I just think the Knicks have been a mismatch on the boards for the Cavs. They just out-physicaled them.
So far, for my predictions in the first round, the only one that's really up for grabs, besides the Cavs one, is the Lakers over the Grizzlies in 7. I think it could be quicker than that.
You took the Lakers up?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm thinking more like 6, because the Lakers get to possibly close it out on home floor.
And with the Kings news, obviously you got to think about who you're playing next. If the Warriors win, it's still a possibility they don't. But who do you want to play out of the Grizzlies and Lakers? I imagine you'd probably rather play the Grizzlies.
I guess because they don't they're missing a lot of their big men too, which would be advantage Warriors because they don't have many big men.
I think you guys will beat either team. But
I don't know. Lakers kind of handled the Warriors this year though. I know regular season's different.
Yeah, LeBron James and Anthony Davis.
The only thing I would be like, okay, we kind of maybe got these guys is that LeBron seems to not have the same energy that he used to.
Yeah.
As good as he still is. So potentially could wear him out. But we'll see.
My prediction that's not going to be bold is that you guys get an injury from De'Aaron Fox in this series, then you guys get an Anthony Davis injury in the second round. On your way to the conference finals once again. Yeah. Congratulations.
Surprisingly, we talked about the Bucks not being down 2-1. Of course, Giannis's injury situation has not been good for that. But
he'll be back tonight.
yeah, they're back. They're just getting started. I'm not going to switch it over because I don't have the power.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah.
No worries.
As much as I'd love to watch that. So let's talk about the Warriors and Kings just a little bit.
Let's do it.
I know we already have, but it's been one heck of a series. Even it's going to be a biased opinion, but it has been easily the most entertaining series.
Yeah.
Every game, with the exception of the one where the Warriors kind of pulled away at the end.
It's the only series as of right now that's 2-2.
Correct. Which I would expect the Bucks to tie it up.
Yes.
Grizzlies, maybe not. But yeah, I mean, home team has won every game. There's kind of been a theme, it feels like, in every game with Sacramento dominating the offensive rebounds in game 1. Warriors turning the ball over like crazy in game 2.
Yeah.
And then, the Kings just couldn't shoot a lick in game 3.
Game 3 was tough.
I feel like yesterday's game is the only one that both teams just really went punch for punch. Well, game 1, yeah. But there was nothing that really stood out from the game.
That game yesterday was great.
That
was a
really
great game.
Yeah. Really clean play game compared to the others.
Yeah.
Not a lot of turnovers.
Not a ton of fouls.
Yeah, not crazy fouling either.
I feel like game 3 there was a ton of bonus.
Yeah, a lot
shots.
of free throws.
A lot of free throws going on.
Yeah, just kind of choppy. Not a lot of made shots. I mean, I think the Warriors only shot 40% in that game, while the Sacramento shot 38. But yeah, no, it's been super entertaining. The matchups have been interesting. Of course, Sabonis and Looney and Draymond just grinding it out down low. The point guards going off, both Curry and Fox averaging 31.5.
Kevon Looney, he's a gamer.
There's something about him.
He's a gamer.
He's unexplainable because he doesn't look like he does anything good, but somehow he does.
He kind of looks oafy out there a little bit. He gets a ton of rebounds.
Yeah.
As game 3, I think he had 20.
Right. It's almost like he moves slow enough to where he doesn't, over commits in anything. He'll always just like be right in the right space. He doesn't move too quick.
He knows his role and he does what he has to do perfectly for this offense.
Yeah, he's very under control and he just does his thing.
After game 3, I was really upset. So I told you I thought game 3 and game 4 were Kings had to win one of those games, even without even given this De'Aaron Fox.
It would have been huge to get one. Yeah.
And I find myself getting really upset. I think because it is the Warriors. The Warriors.
Yeah, you want to beat the Warriors,
exactly.
knowing you.
But I'm giving the Kings. I'm having way too high of expectations for this team. I didn't even have them winning this series, and I had them losing in 5. I mean, it's just heat of the moment, because I really think the Kings had a chance of beating this Warriors team.
You could argue the Kings have played better, with the exception of Game 3, in all the other 3 games.
Yeah. So it's I'm proud of them. I hope this is not just a 1 year off. Just a one.
They seem like they're building something. Unless something weird happens, like in free agency, and one of those like Fox just bonus wants to leave or whatever, I don't see them going anywhere.
It's hard to beat the Warriors. I've said it many times. They haven't lost a Western Conference playoff series since 2014.
Pretty crazy. I'm feeling like it's going to happen this year, but we'll see.
Well, yeah. I honestly, it's just the Warriors are they're Tom Brady. They're Tom Brady in the Pats and Tom Brady in the Bucks.
Yeah.
You can't count them out until they're actually out.
Right.
You always think they have a chance, and they're always seem like just it's an inevitability at this point.
Right.
That they'll make it to the finals or win it or do anything like that. So. Shout out to the Kings. The series. There's still gonna be 2 more games, regardless.
Yeah. I'm still smelling a 7, but I know the Fox injury is going to be a big loss.
7 would be cool.
If you can't play.
7 would be cool.
Yeah. 7s are always fun.
Yeah.
I don't feel like the Warriors have been typically very fortunate in Game 7, so
yeah,
could be in favor of the Kings if it gets that far. Also, as predicted, this has been the fastest-paced series in the playoffs.
Not surprising.
And the Kings have been just pushing the pace.
Dude, the Kings go too fast for my liking sometimes. Sometimes I watch them, I'm like, dude, let's just calm it down.
I can understand what they're doing though, because I get it with when they turn it over or take early shots.
It's when they inbound it fast, they go down fast. I get that's their game, but playoffs, it's a different pace. Let's just kind of slow down just a smidge.
I think what Mike Brown is trying to do is say they're older than us. Let's try and burn them out.
Yeah,
which I get.
Not a bad call.
And it definitely worked in down the stretch of the first game.
And if anybody knows the Warriors, It's Mike Brown.
Right.
He knows that team. He
That's
knows
true.
the team.
Absolutely.
Speaking of Mike Brown, I'm going to give him a shout out real quick. He did win Coach of the Year.
Yes, sir.
His second in his career. He also won one with the Cavs in 2009, and he was the first ever unanimous winner of this award.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Yes. Also, De'Aaron Fox won Clutch Player of the Year, the Clutch Player of the Year award. I think this is kind of a cheesy award, personally.
I like it, though, because there are, like, metrics out there that can support that you are, big in certain moments.
It kind of feels like they're just giving awards for anything these days, but nonetheless, he won it. Good job.
I think that's the one that guys in the NBA will appreciate, though.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to go unnoticed.
One other thing about the Kings I want to mention real quick is that they have now lost 11 straight road playoff games. Obviously, this goes back to
Like 06.
But
Yeah.
hey, it's a big number.
Right.
11 straight road playoff losses.
I love the stupid memes out there like, oh, the Kings haven't lost a home playoff game in 20 years or something like that.
Yeah, because they haven't.
Yeah, you ain't been there.
But by the time we're back, our next episode, the series is probably going to be over.
Yeah, it will definitely, because if it gets to Game 7, it will be on Sunday.
Yeah. So. Well, I'll probably be a very sad Kings fan, but it's still been a great season.
It's been fun.
It's been a great season.
Yeah.
It's been as close as you can get to a dream season. Obviously, you want to win the championship.
Right.
That wasn't.
I think.
They have a couple years.
Right.
They're what's the word I'm looking for? Ahead of expectations.
Right.
They
got some momentum going. I mean,
maybe is it crazy to think now the Kings could get maybe a big-ish name free agent to come to their team? Say, listen, I know we've stunk for a long time. We got some. Look at what we did last year. We got something good going now. We have a good coach that we like. Have a good point guard. Sabonis, he's a statue out there right now. I'm not going to get into it.
I think Sabonis has been huge for their turnaround, but if they could consider trading him to get someone even better, I think that should be on the table.
De'Aaron Fox should be the guy they keep. They should not trade De'Aaron Fox.
Absolutely.
So we'll see. I like Sabonis. I heard he has a house here in Napa,
Right.
which I heard that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But the Warriors are really doing a good job of shutting him down.
Yeah, I saw today that he shot 61% from the field this season, and he's only been 48 in the series. So.
He's kind of been a non-factor.
A little bit.
I mean, I'm sure he gets his double-doubles, but I don't think I've watched him in any of these games and thought, like, wow. Or he hasn't had, like, that wow moment.
Right. I feel like he did kill the Warriors on the offensive glass in that first game, but ever since that, he hasn't really been a huge factor, other than grabbing ankles.
So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens for the next episode.
Yeah. You got your contender rankings ready, my friend?
I do. Do you want me to go first?
Go for it.
Number one, I've got the Celtics.
All right.
Two,
up, right?
Two, I got the Bucks.
Okay.
Three, I got your Warriors. I'm just doing it.
Whoa, look at you.
I put them way up.
Oh, my God.
Three, I got the Warriors. I know this game. They're going to play the Lakers. They're going to probably beat the Lakers in 6. And they got to play the Nuggets or the Suns. The Suns, like we talked about, have no depth on the bench. And do you really, really trust the Nuggets? Jokic might have some huge double-doubles in that series in the Western Conference Finals, but who do you really think can stop the Warriors? Honestly. Don't say themselves on the road.
No, I mean, I'll tell you when it gets to my list.
4, I got the Nuggets. I got to have respect for the Nuggets a little bit. 5, Suns. Sixers at 6. I don't know. Embiid.
I'm skeptical of them as well.
Can't really. I've never trusted Harden.
Yeah.
And I'll throw the Lakers in there. That's all I got. I only got 7 teams. Every other team I just don't think has a possibility of winning.
I am down to 7 as well. I cut out the Grizzlies and Cavs from my previous list. I did move the Celtics up to number 1 as well. Bucks down to number 2. I just think the Giannis injury situation, they got to prove it to me. I mean, they got to win tonight. They have no choice.
Yeah.
Pretty much. I mean, as good as they are, they don't want to go down 3-1. And it feels like the Celtics are kind of in cruise control right now. I got the Nuggets up to number 3. They're my top Western Conference team. And I moved the Suns down a couple spots to number 4 after being high on them going into the playoffs.
Yes.
Yeah. Bench depth is just, I mean, their bench is averaging 12.5 points a game in 4 games. That's not going to get it done.
Not good.
It's going to be, because I think they're going to be playing the Nuggets next round. I don't know if I like the fact that they don't have depth when they're having to go to Colorado.
Oh, yeah, the elevation
Right.
means something. I was even telling you about your Warriors. Like, if Warriors got to play the Nuggets in the Western Conference Final,
I don't like the chances.
they're not good on the road,
Yeah.
and then you got to go up to elevation.
Right.
You're not driving an hour to Sacramento.
Yeah,
You're going to Denver.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Nuggets own the Warriors again this year.
Yeah.
But regardless, I just don't think you can ask 5 guys to score 110 points every game.
No, I don't think either.
Yeah, as good as they are. Sixers sticking at number 5. Lakers moving up to number 6, and I moved the Warriors down to number 7. So I think they're the 4th best team in the West right now.
You don't honestly believe that?
They haven't shown me anything in the series that makes me think they're a championship team.
Okay.
And that's no disrespect to the Kings, but if you're struggling in a first round series, you're probably not.
They're not ready yet.
Yeah,
they're not ready. But we have the same 7 teams. I like that. They're not in the same order. We have.
I think we're all like we're both in the same kind of boat on how we feel about.
Is it a little prisoner moment for me on the Warriors? Yeah, but
absolutely.
You're laughing at me now, but let's just see what happens in the next couple weeks.
Okay, answer this question for me though. If Harrison Barnes hits that shot, I know it's an if.
It's an if.
But that shot was online. If he hits that shot, are the Warriors even on your list?
Yes, because I think the Warriors could win 3 straight games.
Of course they could, but would you bet on it? Having to go win twice in Sacramento, as bad as they've been all year, and losing already twice in the series there.
You know how I am with the Warriors. Yeah, I just
saying.
They've come up. They've come. That was a different team, different year, but they've come down from 3-1 before.
Yeah.
Against a team that was better than the Kings right now.
Yeah, but they're not as good as that team was. Now, the Warriors are.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm keeping my faith because I can't discredit what they've done in the past, but I'm not super confident in what this team is going to do going forward.
Yeah, that's fair.
Even if they do get past the Kings.
That's fair. Harrison Barnes is that close, though, man. He was that close.
He's done a lot to hurt the Warriors over the years. Sorry, that was mean.
No, you're right, though. You're right.
I'm just going to do this. Any last basketball words?
No, that's it.
All right, it's time for last call.
That was easy.
I don't have anything.
No?
No,
I thought you'd bring up boxing. Tank Davis with the W. Whatever. I didn't watch it, so.
I like the heavyweight fights. That was a big fight, but I like the heavyweight fights.
I'm with it.
I did have one thing I was going to mention, but it's all right.
NHL playoffs, like we talked about, underway. We got intermission here. Forgot Timo Meyer's on the Devils. That's another team that I can support right now.
Here we go, Timo.
I'm definitely it's that time of year where we say fuck Vegas, right?
Yes.
Oh yes, that is a shirt that
Garrett's jersey shirt, Timo Meyer. Timo.
Oh, you mean that guy that's not even here anymore?
Yeah. I was like, how much was that? Like $10? He's like,
yeah, I got it on sale.
Yeah, that's why.
He definitely said, I saw the price. I was like, oh, I gotta get this. Fucking guy.
Did he say he didn't even know that it was a Timo Meyer shirt?
I think he might have missed that, yeah.
Oh my god.
But anyways. Go Canes, because Burnsy.
Yes.
Joe Pavelski needs to get healthy. Mr. Get fucked up in the playoffs guy. That was too often.
Like you said, it is fuck Vegas.
Yeah.
At this point of the season.
They are up 2-1 on the Winnipeg Jets at this moment.
The series.
In the series, yeah.
Not ideal.
I think Game 4 is that no, it's tonight. I think it's tonight. Yeah.
And I haven't watched a lick of.
I've been too invested in other sports right now.
Yeah, exactly.
I've been watching a lot of Giants, as hard as they are to watch, and of course the Warriors and Kings.
Of course.
Yeah,
of course.
But so we mentioned last episode how PSG had a big game and they got that W over Lens, 3-1.
Let's go.
And they won again on Friday nights, and now have an 8-point lead over Marseille with 6 games left.
Okay. We like
Looking
that.
good.
We like that.
Looking more like champions of League One once again. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
I think if they win 3 more games, they clinch.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
And it could even be, other teams faltering that would help that. But 3 more games out of 6 remaining. I think we can do this.
Yes.
And starting next year, Champions League is going to expand. Well, not next Champions League, but the following calendar year. And so more guaranteed spots for the French league, which we don't really care because we want to win the league anyways.
Yeah.
But we're going to be back in Champions League next year, most likely.
Here we go.
Hopefully with all the right pieces.
Right.
Unfortunately, I think Messi's gone,
Yeah.
and Mbappe is a coin flip at this point.
At least we got to see him though.
We did.
We did.
We did.
We did that.
Done did it. Draft on Thursday.
Draft day, Johnny Manziel. 5 years later, how am I the man still? Shout out to Drake.
Yeah,
You have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about, dude.
I know that song.
Okay.
And Johnny Manziel is cooking it up in the
Canadian League?
in the
USFL?
no, who's that guy that set up that stupid ass fan league? Bob Menery League.
Dude, he's in... I forgot about that. It's like the exit, or it's like the arena football.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, that's so bad.
He's like hitting joints on the sidelines. Him and Josh Gordon. Oh, Josh Gordon's playing in the XFL, right?
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think he's like Josh Gordon. Man, that's a name drop right there.
Also, USFL just started. No one in the stands. I'm starting to lose
Spring football is
faith
just...
in it. It sounds cool, but you look in the stands and it's unbearable. Like I can't support something where there's like 80 people in the stands. But,
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
But you know, what are you gonna do?
They're trying. That's all they can do is try.
They sure are. Well, it's my dad's birthday, so we're gonna go celebrate.
Happy birthday, Kurt.
Have a beer.
Happy birthday. Apparently
Yeah.
I'm going too, so
Yeah.
let's go.
Come on down.
I'm going to Hop Creek.
Yes.
Feed me Plinies.
Right. They got plenty on draft.
I know they do. Let's go. Let's go.
All right. We'll see you next time. Go Dubs.
Go
Peace.
Kings like the beam.